Hey everybody, and welcome to Stockability. Today I'm going to be talking about the marijuana index. Now, I'm sure you guys have been hearing in the news, at least before Trump, how popular it was growing into the different states, no pun intended, that over time it's getting larger and larger and larger, and a lot of people think it's too late to invest in cannabis, but that's not really quite the case, and I'm going to be covering it a little bit through this website as I review the website itself and give you some insight. Now, this website breaks down into three different indexes. You got the North American United States index and the Canadian index. As you can see, the biggest growth sector so far is the Canadian one. The United States one's been up and down, probably because of Trump lately. And as you can see, around the time Trump was here, and then, of course, a little bit of a skyrocket not too much longer after all that settled in, and it should be popping up around what it used to be. So United States market's looking the best for the short-term growth. Of course, long-term Canada, yeah. Canada is showing the best and most stable growth for the long term. However, it's been kind of slowing down a little bit, but of course, just as early as January, it went from $268 to 290. That's a big jump in market cap if you diversify. And you can jump around here to the North American, a little bit more stable, but still it's showing strength now here come January and so on. Of course, it breaks down into the different indices here and lists the different stocks, their top gainers, their top losers, the most active. There's a little bit more to this as well. Of course, they got their about page. Nothing too exciting about this, but it breaks down how they determine the rankings and all of that and the eligibility criteria. They cover a lot of different markets. All listed here. The best part is they do even cover the OTC markets, which is very nice. A lot of websites don't do that nowadays. They got index news and, of course, industry news. Break this down here for you guys really quick, and you can even sort it by the particular index, which is very nice. So you can kind of get the latest in what's going on with cannabis. Of course, it's a still relatively new market, so there isn't that many companies, so the news doesn't get buried very quickly. It's very easy to spot runners, and you can check it. Industry news here gives more of a broad article, news stories, not necessarily going to help you get an insight, but might give you a heads up on an upcoming company. For example, see Oregon's marijuana taxes top 60 million in 2016. Might be a little bit rough on those stocks. Of course, there's other ones here, different news stories you can check out, determine, and see what's going on for you. My favorite part of this website, of course, is the marijuana stock universe. Now, it sounds a little confusing, but when you click into it, you actually find out that it is a filter. They do it by price, volume, market cap, and exchange, and the MJ sector itself. You set the price here. You don't want it to be too high or too low. If you can only afford X number, for example, if you only have let's say a couple $100 to spare, you can narrow it down to just the OTC market. Of course, you have a little bit more to spare. You can fluctuate it. Of course, you aren't going to find a lot of $150 stocks, at least not quite yet. You got one coming close here, and you can go volume, and you can go market cap, and you can, of course, select the exchange. That's the best part about this. My personal favorite to show you guys that it's still an easy market to break into. We can flip this around here, and as you can see, there is still stocks growing. You got one that's not even a penny yet, and it went up 12%. So let's say you owned $10 in there and went up 12%. That means you get about $2 out of that. Of course, depending on your broker, there's fees and stuff, so it's usually the best idea to invest a little bit more. Personally waiting for Robinhood to allow it to be free, but if you guys know of any free OTC trading type of brokers, let me know. And that, I believe, covers most of what I like within this website. Some things I'd like to see actually here. would be to actually be able to kind of make my own personal list and be able to click into that personal list and maybe like a drop down menu of more information rather than having to click individually. I do like this website though. It does cover a lot of different stocks, makes it easy to find new stocks, and you don't really, if you've ever used the OTC website's functionality, it doesn't work the best. This is pretty simple. Click here, and you got a list here. You can make your own separate list here, and you can use tools like Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, or whatever, and you can utilize them the best you can, and you can just kind of pick out the stocks here and follow them. For example, Medbox went up 16.67%, and you probably want to know why it went up that much, so you probably want to look into the history of it, see what's going on, see if there's any news on it. It might be popping more, especially if it's somewhat big news. Some of these can pop up to even just a penny or two, and a penny or two doesn't sound like much, but if you're seeing it below uh, below a penny, you might be doubling or tripling your money, whatever you put in. So it's worth checking out. Goes to show you don't need a big budget to get into this. You just need a good, reasonable broker without too high of fees. A lot of standard broker fees, anywhere from $5 to $15 a trade. Some trade let you trade for free if you put up enough money, or if it's a fairly small broker. Thanks for listening in. Make sure to like and share this video if you prefer, and don't forget to subscribe for more reviews like this. I also cover different tickers and all that kind of stuff, so if you want to hear more about that, make sure to check out some of the other videos on my channel, and have a nice day.